Today we are doing lesson 20, interpret remainders in division situations. And we are going to solve problems that involve division and interpret remainders. So, we are going to choral count to warm up. Are you guys, that means there's nothing to write. Books should be closed. We are going to count by 2, starting at 90. Okay, I will tell you when we're going to stop. Are you guys ready? 90, 92, 94, 96, 98, 100, 102, 104, 106, 108, 110. Stop. I think I was supposed to write those down. Oh well, we'll try to just remember. Now we're going to count by 3, starting at 90. Ready? 90, 93, 96, 99, 102, 105, 108, 111, and stop. Now we're going to count by 5, starting at 90. Are you ready? 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125. Oh, stop. Okay. Oh. Raise your hand. What patterns did you notice as we were counting out loud? What did you notice, Hadley?
All of them, like the 2, it went all by even because it's an even number, and the 3 and the 3, it kind of went like in a different rotation, because with 2 it goes to 10, so then it even at 7.
Okay. All right. What else? What else did you notice? Vivian.
That with the 5s, there's just a very little bit of numbers. So like when you count by 5s normally, like 5, 10, it just straight on skips to the biggest number next.
Yes. So counting by 5s, you kind of had bigger gaps. Okay. So is 105 a multiple of 2, 3, or 5? And how do you know? Jace.
It's a multiple of.
Okay.
It's a multiple of 3 and 5 because if you start at 90, if you count by 3s, you'll get to 105, and if you count by 5, you'll get 5, but if you count by 2, you'll skip right past it.
So it's a multiple of 3, and then it's a multiple of 5, isn't it? Okay. Is 105 a multiple of 15?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Raise your hand, Kira. What do you think? Yes. Let's count by 15s. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 15,
30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105.
Okay, stop. So if I count by 15, I will say 105 out loud, won't I?
Yes.
So yes, it is a multiple. Okay, that was a really good review. And I think we're going to need that information later. Keep your books shut. You ready?
Yeah, I had a comment.
Okay.
About the cooldown. So, easy way to know how to
if it's a multiple of 105 is so 5 times 3 equals 15, and 5 and 3 are both multiples of 105.
So if 3 and 5 goes into it, then maybe 15 does? I wonder if that's a rule. Might be something to investigate later. Yeah, Brooks?
You also know
I think so. I think you're right.
You also know that if a number ends in 0 or 5, it's a multiple of 5.
If it ends in 0 or 5, we know it's a multiple of 5. Okay. I don't think this is our launch. I don't think we have a launch. Okay, do not open your books. I want your eyes up here so I can give you directions. 2 bakers at a bakery made 378 muffins. The muffins are put in boxes of 4. The first baker says they will need 94 boxes for all of the muffins. The second baker says 95 boxes are needed. Who do you agree with? Explain or show your reasoning. Then number 2, an auditorium seats 258 people. The seats are arranged in rows of 9, but there is one short row with fewer than 9 seats. How many rows of 9 seats are there? How many seats are in the shorter row? So we're going to take a look at number 1. So 2 bakers made 378 muffins, and they're putting them in boxes of 4. You had to decide who you agreed with. Raise your hand if you agree with the first baker. Raise your hand if you agree with the second. Okay, I want to hear from each side. So first, I want to hear from the first baker people. Nope, second baker. I want to hear from the second baker. Okay, Kaylin, why did you pick the second baker? Okay, Michael, do you need to leave? Cannot hear. Okay, so when you divided, you got 94, remainder 2. And say, I didn't hear you.
And since you need 94 boxes, but there's a remainder, so you need another box to put those extra 2.
So then you would add another box because of the remainder. So then you would need 95 boxes. So the second baker. Okay, let's hear from first baker people. Okay, Delaney, what do you think?
I think it's the first baker because they're putting the muffins in boxes of 4, not 2. So then, they would have space left if they did another box.
So maybe it's the first baker because they have 94, right? 94 boxes, but there's a remainder 2, but that's not boxes of 4. So can you sell a box with only 2 muffins?
No.
Coral, what do you think?
I was going to think for this, but I think it's number 1 because 94 is a multiple of 4. And kind of like Delaney said, they're not counting by teams and stuff. And I don't think that they would put another box of 2.
Okay, hands down. So the little detail that really changes things is they have to be in boxes of 4. Trust me, if you go to a bakery and you order a box of 4 muffins and you open it up and there's 2 in there, you're going to be mad. Okay? They kind of tricked you guys. Because usually when we have a remainder, we would add a box, right?
Yeah.
But they added that detail. So the correct answer would be the first baker. What equation did you write to show this situation? What was your equation? Riker?
378
It's 378 divided by, raise your hand if that was your equation. Very good. That would be the correct equation to represent this situation. Okay. We're not going to discuss the second one. You want to? Okay. Okay. We don't have, well, we might have time. We'll see how activity 2 goes. Mark your spot with your pencil and close your book. Jace, we're not going back. Close your book. Thank you. Okay. So, activity 2 looks like we've got some more situations. You've got a school that needs to build a garden, and you're looking at how much did they save each month. That'll be interesting. Number 2, it says choose one of these expressions. You're going to write a situation. You're going to make up a story. Can you guys do that? You have examples. You could look at question 1. You could look back at activity 1. Okay? Remember, when we divide, we start with something big and we're putting it into groups. Then for B, find the value of the quotient, aka solve it, right? Find the answer. Show your reasoning. And then C, what does the value of the quotient represent in your situation? I think that means label your answer. Okay? Hadley.
Situation means like write a story.
Yes. Yes. I would say a story problem. Okay? But that must be old-fashioned. Our new lingo is situation. Write a situation. Okay? Keston.
Does B just mean find
The answer. If I was going to write this in my language, I would say write a story, tell me the answer, and make sure you label your answer. Like, are you talking about monkeys? Are you talking about bananas, etc.?
Do you use both expressions or just one?
It says just choose one.
Yay.
Now, could you do both if you have time and you want to? Yeah. Hadley.
So basically how we write it is meaningless.
Yes! That's funny. Last question, Keston.
Okay, can we go up to you when we're done?
No, let's take a look and see if that's it. Oh, that is it. When you're done, you can come up to me and I'll check it. We're going to look at number 1 because most of us missed a very important detail. So the school needs 1,270 to build their garden. Okay? Did they save up that entire amount? No. Okay? But most of you guys said, oh, it was 8 months, so I'm going to divide 8 into 1,270. That's not correct, is it?
6.
Okay, they were short by $6. You guys, they never saved 1,270. How much did they actually save? Madeline. 1,264 because you guys, we had to subtract that $6. Okay? We had to subtract it because they didn't actually have that entire amount. So quickly, go ahead and do this division problem. Raise your hand when you have an answer. And if you did do it correctly, you could just raise your hand. Correct your paper if you need to. Let's give everybody a chance to divide. I'll know you're ready if your hand's in the air. Did you check your work? Probably going to divide it together. Have a big, yeah. There, we're going to do it together for lack of time. Okay, guys, does 8 go into 1?
No.
Does it go into 12?
Yes.
Yes, how many times?
Once.
Once. So I'm going to put a 1. What's 1 times 8?
8.
8. What is 12 minus 8?
6.
4.
Why do you guys think it's 6? There's like 10 of you who have told me that. It's 4. 12 minus 8 is 4. I promise. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many fingers do I have holding up? 4. Okay. Bring down the 6. 8 goes into 46. How many times? Count by 8s.
5.
5. Good, Maya. 5 times 8 is?
40.
40. 46 minus 40 is? 6. Bring down the 4. 8 goes into 64. How many times, Gage? 8. Yeah. And what is 8 times 8, everybody? 64. Do you have a remainder? No. So, guys, they actually, if they saved the same amount every single month, it should be $158. They never saved up enough to get the garden. It's so sad. Hadley.
If you did it like the wrong way, you would have gotten 158 with a remainder of 6. So if you had just taken away that 6.
It would have made sense, huh? And that is logical. And those of you who said, oh, they saved 158 remainder 6 every month. What is remainder 6 money? What does that mean?
Cents.
It does not. It is not out of 100. It does not mean 6 cents. The 6th grade math teacher in me is telling you no. That is decimal division that you will learn, I think, in 6th or 7th. If you guys go to the bank and you say, I need $158, remainder 6, they're going to look at you like you are completely crazy. Okay? All right, Gage.
I learned a trick with 5s.
What's that?
Every time it's like an even number or like the number, then you would just divide it, like say like 5 to 6, 30, and then 5 to 8, 40.
Okay, yeah.
5 to 10, 50.
If it ends in a 0, we know 5 goes in evenly, right? Okay. Okay, Kira, last comment. And you had what?
I did the wrong way and I just took it out the way.
So you realized you had a remainder of 6, then that I could see the logic in that. That would make sense. Okay? But if you didn't, then it wouldn't make sense, right? Okay, so our answer should be 158. All right, I am not going over number 2 because you all might have different stories, and the important one was number 1. All right. Go do your cool down. Turn it in when you're done.